Hi and welcome back. Now, I know a lot of you have probably trouble getting on the server just like me. However, when you do get on, here are some tips to try and get you through the first hour to 2 hours of Last Oasis. Now, in my last tips video, I presumed a lot of people would have actually played it by now, but they probably haven't because of the problems. So first of all, you have to make sure you do all the stages it asks you to do in the game. Now, by that, it has a tutorial that comes up, and make sure you stick to it. It is very, very important that you do. I've had to do 5 new characters because of the server issues that have been going, and for 3 of them I didn't stick to the actual outlay of what they were telling us to do at the start. This causes massive issues because the tutorial is set out very specifically to get you started properly. Now, you want to make sure you get as many fragments as you can. Now, stay in the beginning zone for as long as you possibly can. Honestly, it is worth it. Kill as many rupees as you can and just keep running around, crafting up and getting as much stuff on your skill tree as possible. This will honestly come in dividends very later on. As I said, we found out to our peril what it was like if you just ran straight in and just started running around crafting whatever you could. It is not worth the hassle later game, especially if you're playing this as a solo, because it becomes very difficult when you get to different realms. If you haven't heard, there's a lot of big teams and clans going around this just now when you do get in the servers, and they prey on solo players, so make sure you can get as far advanced as possible while doing the tutorial in the first tile. Next is water. Now, water is so vital in this game. Honestly, it's probably the biggest premise of this game. You have to stay hydrated. I initially found myself very low on water very quickly in the game. Just eating cactus doesn't really do anything at all. Aloe vera is really what you want to get. As soon as you see it, make sure you pick it up every time you pass it. Especially when you cook it as well, you yield more water from it. It will save you a lot of hassle, and if you can, get the makeshift bottle as quick as you can as well. The improvised bottle, the first one you get, isn't really that good. It only holds 5 water, so try and upgrade as soon as you can. I can't stress enough how important water is. Any chance you can get, just leave it cooking in the back of your walker, in your cooker, and as you're driving along, let it keep cooking away. Honestly, you want to store as much as possible because it will catch you out quite a lot, especially early on. The next point is shards. These are extremely important to help you progress in the game. Again, if you stay in the initial tile for the tutorial, even if you freeze the tutorial and just run around in that tile, you'll be able to find enough rupees and small rupee camps to quickly get enough shards to progress quite quick. Now, also look for the crashed walkers. They have large boxes at the bottom which you just hit open with a hatchet, and they hold up to 5 shards. If you do get the larger dinghy walker and get the harpoon, you can then find the large solid boxes, fire the harpoon and drag it along. They have 25 shards in them each. Now, as I said before, if you stay in the normal first tile from the tutorial, chances are you will not find a lot of players in there because a lot of people just go straight to a team in a different tile and you can have free reign. It won't be the same all the time. Sometimes you will find that annoying person just hitting you as soon as you wake up, but for the most cases you will find that you're free realm around there. Honestly, use it as a chance to explore, learn how to use a grapple hook, find the larger monuments, and just try and level up as quick as you can safely without getting caught out all the time by a group of 5 guys on 2 dinghies just absolutely smashing you to pieces. Now, as I said, there is clans in this game, and boy is there lots of them. If you're in a very small group or playing solo, honestly I recommend this highly. Try and hide your walker somewhere safe if you're trying to gather. Put it into trees, into bushes, or down a little dike, anywhere, because what I found, as soon as someone sees those wings, they are going to beeline straight to you. Trust me, it took me about 25 minutes to get rid of one guy on a dinghy. He just wouldn't go away. solely because I just stopped my walker on a road, on a ledge, and you could see it for miles. Try and be very stealth-like when you're playing this game, especially when you're starting out, because people will prey on you. They want your stuff. Trust me, they will do anything they can just to grief you. It's the same in any online survival game. People want your shit because they can't be bothered doing it themselves. So be very, very cautious when you stop your walker. It creates you into a target, and always stay close to your walker when you're gathering. If you get too far away and they hit you and knock you down, chances are it's just going to slow you down. Early on, your key items are safe, but if you've done a massive gathering in your inventory and those items aren't safe, you're going to lose them. Just bear that in mind. Again, I just can't stress this enough. Try and stay in the very first tile until you get as much as you can. Even if you get your second walker in there, it's a lot easier. I found when I was making my second walker, the dinghy, I was in the next tile, and god, it probably took an hour extra than it had to, because everyone can see your dinghy being built. It's not fun, it's hard, and it gets very annoying very fast. And finally, the most important tip I need to give to anyone playing this game: make sure you safe log out. Do not just leave the game thinking that you're going to come back to your walker. I made this mistake twice now and come back to myself dead, walker miles away, and having to run all the way back to it. You have to safe log out. Just escape. It'll take everything you've got to a safe area within the server, and you can just spawn back in when you come back. Honestly, this will save you a lot of frustration. As I said, I didn't know about it, and god was it annoying when I found out, because all the resources that I've been gathering for the next walker, completely gone. My fault for not reading it, but it's very easy to do because you think you can just log out like other games and you're fine. It's not the case. Your walker or dinghy or whatever one you've got will stay there, and you'll actually be inside it as well. I found someone, I just knocked him out, took all the stuff off the dinghy, and that was it. Now, these are more of a just starting. I know a lot of people haven't got onto servers. Like I said, I'm in the same boat. I've not been able to progressively play properly since launch. Luckily, I got 2 days before we actually started from the live launch to run round, work out the game and get footage. Personally, I'm not going to play properly until the servers are fixed, but I wouldn't let it deter you from playing the game because it is honestly really, really good. Some little tips for you that I found as well, just playing the game in general. Try and master the grapple hook. The grapple hook is very useful. It gets you out the crap quite a lot as well. Especially if you're fighting little camps, you can bypass the rippers. Just fire straight into the little like cone houses that they've got. Get the loot and just jump back out. Very, very handy, especially if you're low level trying to get shards quickly. Also, the grapple will let you get to the better monuments as well. Just bear in mind that the rippers aren't all the same level. They do progress to the white, to the yellow, and if you come across a yellow one at a low level, do not try and fight it. Jump back in your walker and honestly go as fast as you can, because they fire little nets. It will stop your walker and they will just progressively beat the shit out of you. That's all that happens. Very annoying. It's just the way the game is. They're a higher level. Do not try to take them on very early. You will not win. Even if it's a group of you, they swing that club like a fucking helicopter blade. Honestly, not worth the hassle. Be very, very careful with it. Another tip is make sure you spend your shards properly. Don't buy random stuff. Set out a progression tree for yourself that you want to do. If you want to get your melee done first, go through the weapon you want. Don't just buy random rubbish. Now, the pickaxe is very, very useful to get. If you see the bone tusks anywhere in game, make sure you hit them, because they are very, very vital for some of the stuff you want to craft later on. Make sure you also, as I said, get as much water as possible. Always have it on you. It's very, very critical in this game to make sure you have it. It's honestly, it's a lifesaver. And bandages. Make sure you always have bandages made and in your hotkeys. Honestly, you will take a lot of damage at the start of this game, That's how it is. You will use a hell of a lot of them. They're very easy to make because it's only fibre. It's nothing massive. You can pick up 100 fibre in a minute. It's not a big task. It will honestly save you a lot of time, because when you get knocked down it's 30 seconds, and then you get hit down again, it's 130 seconds. Before you know it, you've wasted nearly 5 minutes getting up and down, messing around, when you could have just bandaged. Very, very simple to do. And lastly, just bear with it. There is a lot of clans, as I've mentioned before. Try and just keep out the way. I know there's voice chat as well. Just honestly don't go near them. It's not worth the hassle, because they will just turn on you and take whatever you've got. A lot of clans, that's how they play normal games, and don't think it's going to be any different here. So guys, thanks for listening. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll catch you in the next one.